My name is Jenny Lau. I am a single mother. Up until now, I'm afraid of taxi. But I still take taxis if I needed to, even now. But every time the door closes, I check the lock. Not because I'm paranoid, because once, a locked door almost erased me. If I hadn't fought back that night, this story wouldn't exist. I would have been the next. In the early 1990s, Hong Kong glittered at night. Neon lights, crowded streets, music leaking out of clubs like sweat. People called it a golden age. For me, it was survival. I was a single mother. By day, I washed clothes, cooked rice, and helped my son with homework. By night, I became visible in a different way. I worked at a nightclub in Tsim Sha Tsui, not because I wanted attention, but because rent never waits. And children don't eat promises. Every night before leaving home, I kissed my son's forehead. I always whispered the same lie. Mommy will be back soon. The club smelled like alcohol and men laughed too loudly. Women smiled too carefully. Hands brushed my waist. Voices leaned too close. I learned how to disappear while standing right there. Smile. Pour. Nod. Don't provoke. Don't encourage. Don't anger. At 2 a.m., when my shift ended, relief washed over me, not joy. Relief, because the most dangerous part of my night wasn't the club. It was the journey home. That night, rain fell hard. The pavement reflected the city like a broken mirror. I waved down a taxi. Red, old, ordinary. The driver looked normal, middle-aged, clean shirt. Then he asked me to sit beside him. I thought that should have comforted me. Instead, something felt wrong. The taxi moved. No radio, no humming, only the sound of rain and the engine. I noticed his eyes, watching me. He slowed down. "This way is faster," he said. It wasn't. The streets grew empty. He looked at me like a quick snack. The city's noise then faded like it had been swallowed. He drove deep into the woods. Then the taxi stopped. He held my hand and I screamed. "Don't scream," he said softly. "I don't like noise." I quickly bolted the lock and ran out, but instead, he managed to grab me and inappropriately crept his hand. He pinned me down and forced himself into me. When I think about my kid, I struggle as hard as I could. I grab a nearby stone and knock his head hard. Then I kick his crotch. He screamed. I ran barefoot. Then I saw a car and I stopped him. Luckily, it was a market lady, a fruit seller. She comforted me and bring me to the police. Then I went back home, scared, traumatized, and I cry. But my son gave me the strength to be stronger. The next day when I watched news, the police arrested him. Same taxi, same man. They asked me to come in. They said they needed my statement. What they really wanted was to prepare me. They told me there were others. 4 women, all worked nights, all disappeared after entering taxis alone. The 4th woman was found dead last night. They searched his home. Inside, they found proof. Things no one should keep. Women intimate parts in a jar. I was supposed to be next, but Another woman had taken my place. The papers called him the Hong Kong butcher killer. I went home and fetched my son back from kindergarten. I wondered if I had frozen, if I had been tired, if I had believed silence was safer. I still take taxis, but every time the door closes, I remember. I wasn't brave. I was desperate. And desperation saved my life.